Good morning, all. Once again, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this session. Today is the last day of the session, day 3 of ITOM Workshop. And we have successfully completed 2 days where we went with a lot of technical stuffs and a lot of discussions, questions, and answers. And many people got that understanding about like what is ITOM, overview, in-depth, everything. So, of course, we will also have some technical sessions today as well, and we also have a concluding session today with some other.
Tausif, I think we lost you. You are on mute.
No, actually, there was some traffic, so I mute myself. So yes. So today we will be, of course, showing the syllabus to you about ITOM, and um, we'll start with the session. So first of all, I would like to present like what exactly how HackNow is offering. So we have discussed about like what HackNow is, what HackNow does. So now when we are enrolling for a course, as many of the registration have been come like from last 2 days, so people will be enrolling. So we will be giving the job placement assistance for this. As we have already discussed, we will also helping you guys for resume building and lifetime access for the recordings for the sessions that we will be doing on the classes. So this is the things that we are promising, and we will definitely give for the batches who have completed in the past for ITAM, for integration. People have got support from us to get the job from the placement from virtual drive. So for this as well, we are planning to drive this in such a way that for ITOM also you will get a lot of chance from other companies to participate here, and they can enroll themselves for the job perspective. And ITOM is very high into demand right now, so there is a lot of huge openings here. Okay, so can you just take down the next PPT? Okay, so your workshop recording we will be, of course, downloading today on the YouTube channel, and we will be also giving you like the HackNow participation uh, completion of the trainings. When we are completing that around 6 to 7 weeks of classes, it will not be a global certification. We have another global certifications that has to be taken care by ServiceNow platform directly, and this will be internal certification that we will be providing. Ebooks and digital notes. We have a package of ebooks and digital notes that we will be giving you during the training, which is specifically designed by HackNow team, and the content is amazing where you will be getting a lot of things to refresh it very quickly, and with all the steps, all the information that we are providing in the training. So it will be like a handy book, the same way like what ServiceNow is providing when we enroll for on-demand training. In that way, we will be providing the ebooks which has been created by HackNow team. So that we will be delivering. And AI tools and AI hacks, we will definitely show you some AI tools which is very useful for scripting part, and it's useful for good productivity and useful for learning people who are not very much good into scripting and any other concepts of ITOM. So we will be also showing you that AI script, AI tools, which will be very much helpful for you. So these are the HackNow's offerings where we will be keep on trying to give you as much as things. And we have also discussed about the opportunities, about the referral programs. It's like um, if you, your friends, your colleagues, office colleagues, or anyone would like to refer people to HackNow, we will be offering 4,000 rupees amount of refund from your existing amount. We can deduct that, or else we can separately transfer into your account when you provide the successful referrals. The conditions of the referrals would be the enrollment should be completely successful, and the reference that you are providing should be eligible to pay the entire fees what we are charging, and then you becomes for eligibility for that 1,000. For international participants, people who are from international platform, we will be offering like $50 for them, and it will be deducted from their existing amount, or else we can refer them back from our account. So from Indian account to the foreign account. Okay. Freelancing opportunities. Yes, of course, like we have a lot of freelancing opportunities as we have discussed in multiple workshops in the past as well, that we are hiring for trainers, we are hiring for business development manager, business development executives, we are hiring for interns. And when it comes to ServiceNow, we are also hiring for trainers and the people who can support on the project, because we have some clients, we have implementation projects where the development is needed. So for that development, we need a developers who can work with us and they can get paid by HackNow apart from their jobs. So that is the freelancing opportunity that we do apart from this. So of course, like if in case you're not able to enroll, but you would like to uh, come to this platform and have this opportunity for earning some extra money, definitely you can approach us. And based on the interview and the uh, knowledge and experience that you guys have, we will be offering you some positions wherever or whatever the suitable things are. Okay. All right. Now let's have a syllabus showcase here. We guys discussed something about that yesterday, and people also requested for syllabus. So we'll have a deep dive syllabus, like what exactly we are covering into item syllabus. So Pallavi, share your screen. Sorry, just share your syllabus in full screen and just scroll down a little slowly so that everyone looks like what exactly we are covering, right from the basics to the advanced level. And you can do a little bit zoom. Pallavi, from some reason I've joined from mobile. So would you be able to take this and read that exactly in short what exactly we are covering the syllabus? Then I'll take next.
Yes. Okay. So we are having this syllabus week. The curriculum is for 6 to 7 weeks. As you can see, in week 1, we are covering cloud computing essentials. Day 1, introduction to cloud computing. Then these are the topics like what is cloud computing, key features, benefits, and also lab. We are having lab sessions also. And of course, assignments which you have to complete, and scenarios are also given. And day 2, cloud service models. These are the topics like infrastructure as a service. Then we are having AWS, Azure, PaaS, then SaaS, software as a service. So in this way, we are covering the topics week wise and see day 3. So this week is about cloud computing. Again, lab sessions. So lab sessions will be regular, and you can see on day 2 in next week we are covering CMDB from basic to advanced, and then mid server setup and configuration topic, role of mid server in discovery, installation and configuration in lab. What we are doing, install and configure a mid server in ServiceNow. So we have seen this even in workshop. I think on first day we have seen installation of mid server. We are covering in depth discovery, process and configuration. Week 3 is about service mapping. Service mapping plus CSDM. I remember someone asking if we are covering CSDM. So yes, this is CSDM that is covered here also. Day 2, mid
So
server.
to add on CSDM, of course, like CSDM is again a big topic. We are not covering in depth of CSDM, but we will be giving the overview about CSDM. And now it's like CSDM 4.0. Previously, we were using 3.0, now it's 4.0. So we will be trying to have an overlook about these things. But yes, if people are still interested to learn CSDM in detail, we are available for that also. But you need to raise a separate request for that, and we will be having a different training for this CSDM. Okay. So this is something a framework that is most of the organizations are approaching towards CSDM. But when we talk about CSDM in this item syllabus, it will be a basic but not in depth. Yes, Pallavi.
Exactly. So you will be given an overview about and mid-server configuration for service mapping, then top-down approach, pattern configuration and customization, like like customizing patterns, predefined versus custom patterns, day 5 CSDM 3.0, 4.0. See, you can see the topics like CSDM domains, the phases and framework management. Assignments are also there. Then week 4 is about event management plus CSDM and CMDB. So this is intro to event management, event configuration and integration setup. You can see these topics like configuring events, integration with monitoring tools, and event rules and alert rules, workflow, ticket creation, automating workflows, creating tickets from events, and day 5 CSDM and CMDB. So the main thing, that is life cycle, CSDM and life cycle, application of CSDM guidelines to ServiceNow products, and lab sessions are included everywhere. Week 5 is about advanced topic plus item licensing and mid-server architecture, understanding about ServiceNow item licensing, so how it is done, then mid-server architecture, discovery setup and credentials, like configuring discovery, setting up the credentials, probe sensors and patterns, like what are probe sensors and the discovery patterns that we are understanding, and discovery schedules and phases. Week 6, we are seeing the service mapping plus item content service, that is data collected by discovery, types of data collected and identification and reconciliation engine, IRE, vCenter event collector, cloud discovery, AWS or Azure, service graph connectors, ITOM content service, like overview of ITOM content service and the essential plugins that are required. In week 7, we are having this topics of orchestration, integration hub, and capstone projects. So you will also be given a project to work on. Okay, we are covering orchestration and integration hub fundamentals, captain's project. So in this way, this curriculum is about 6 to 7 weeks, and this will be shared with you. So you don't need to worry about the syllabus because this will be shared with you. I hope everybody is cleared and you had an overview of syllabus. Yes.
Guys, yeah, guys, you can ask questions if you have any doubts about the syllabus. The trainer is available. We are available, so we
Yeah.
should be able to clarify everything.
Yes. Any queries? Like any doubt in any topic which you want to ask, or any technical question?
Okay, Pallavi, later on, you can also share the link so that people
Okay.
also
Okay.
can
Yes.
be
Yes.
available
Fine. Fine.
and get their doubts.
No
So,
problem.
what is the next slide?
Yes. Yes. Okay. So this is about our referral program, which which Tosif told previously also about this referral program. Unlimited referrals. You can bring as many referrals as you want. Support your network, help your colleagues, friends to grow along with us, and then you can be a growth catalyst. Okay. Even if you are not uh, enrolling, but still you are having your members to refer, you can also refer them. Okay. Yes. So this is the about the referral program. So you will be able to earn rewards like cashback or getting discount on the course that you have enrolled for on the training. And about our upcoming events, so we are planning the workshop on CSM, scripting also, then business analyst and service portal. So we expect you to be present there as well. Okay. So yes, Tausif, now I would like to hand
Yes.
on to Jatin. Yeah,
Right.
we are
So,
good to
so
go.
yeah, this, yeah. Right. So these are the upcoming sessions that we are planning because we also got request from other source that they are looking for some business analyst workshop as well, business analyst course. So probably that is the reason we have
Pallavi,
planned.
just go. Yeah, just make it full screen.
Okay. Yes, these are the workshops that we are planning on.
Yes, Tausif, please continue.
So these are the workshops that we are planning in upcoming days. We are planning with the dates with respect to the trainers coordination, and we will be introducing via our channels and everything. So these are also very important, especially the service now scripting. That is very much important because that is the pain area for all of them at today's stage, where people are working with service now background, but they are not becoming a good developer, a good scripting. Okay, so that is very important, and like high level recommended scripting session that is needed for you guys. So you can join there as well. And business analyst is also one of the important right now because many of them are asking for business analyst because people are not from the scripting background, people are not from the coding background. They are hesitating to enter the ServiceNow world because still people feel that yes, there will be like scripting needed. So if people are really having doubts on their capabilities where they cannot learn ServiceNow scripting, so business analyst would be the best approach for them, especially for females and males. Because the reason I'm telling especially for females is like in business analyst opportunities, we are getting a lot of work from home opportunities where we can coordinate from home as well. And few companies are also giving a permanent work from home opportunities. And in today's stage, there are many companies who can offer work from home opportunities as well. So that is what we are planning. And we also have a service portal where it's also important because now for every client and user, service portal is needed. When we have a good service portal, then only customers can build their portal for their end users to come up and raise any tickets or raise any queries with their respective portal. So in order to do that, service portal is very important to build that level of configuration pages on the front end, and we should be good into development because it really requires some Angular and those things, those technologies we will be covering in that sense. So this is something about the upcoming workshop. Okay, so yes, now it's time to hand over session to Jatin for taking one more session of technical things. And this is the last opportunity, guys, to make the utilization of technical aspect of ITOM. If you have doubts from your projects or anything that from the training that we have done so far from last 2 days, feel free to ask. And yes, Jatin, over to you. You can continue.
Also, please
Thank you,
stay till
Tausif.
the end. Yeah, please stay till the end because there is an incredible surprise for you. And also invite your colleagues, friends to join right now. Thank you. Yes, Jatin, you can continue.
Okay. Thank you, Pallavi. Thank you, Shah and all. So, hi everyone. Morning. I think today we have more people from yesterday. So, guys, based on our last two sessions, anyone have any kind of a technical questions which they wanted to ask related to their like job roles or anything about the ITOM and the specific structure of the ITOM, and in module they wanted to discuss something. And we have did it the two lab sessions yesterday in last 2 days, right? So if they have any questions on that, or anyone did it by their own self but they didn't did that, right? They are not able to do that. So if they have any kind of a questions related to those topics, please let's ask. So we can do first a QA session for just for few minutes. Rest we can start something new. I think we don't have any questions, right? Okay, so let me start with two new topics. We can discuss just upper layer of two topics, which is our event management and our service mapping. Just let me know once this screen is visible to you guys.
Yes, it's visible.
So guys, this is basically a service map look like. Okay, so first let's know what is the service map. So basically, service map is used to discover and track the IT applications, which is a part of the customer's running business application or service. Okay, it's give you the view of your applications architecture and their connections, which is connected with each components. Okay, that is your service map. And why we use basically service map we use to give the customer the hierarchical view of their application. Okay, let's suppose customer have one application called UK portal. Okay, customer knows basically where, like, the architecture customer have, but that architecture is they have created under their document or somewhere. Let's suppose in future they are going to be change some components, they have to make a manual changes under that. Okay, the service maps give you the ability to discover your services and not the whole service, basically the component which is used under that service. Okay, and it will give you the connection view, like how each component connected with each others. Okay, and whenever your any of the CI is going to be impact, it will show you the impact of that service also. Okay, that is we call the that is because of done by the event management. But right now we are discussing the service mapping. Okay, so under the discovery we have a two types of a discovery. One is horizontal, second is top down. So when we run the discovery, it's a horizontal. When we run the service mapping discovery, it's a top down discovery. Top down means start from here and end it where the application's last communication was going to be end. That means this is the entry point of my application. Then that entry point is configured under the IIS server, and under the IIS server, they have created a separate block for me where my application is deployed, and that application is connected with my one server, which is a V3 client, and that client have some separate work to share and run my app services, like whatever the functionality I wanted to do, that is going to be handled by this server. So that means this is a whole structure of my application. Let's suppose in future there is a new component I'm going to be add. Okay, so I don't have to add it here by manually. I just only have to click on this button to run discovery. It will automatically scan my service and it will read all the configurations of my service and it will create a new connection. Okay, and that connection could be like you replace the server and you create a new server. Both the things are going to be automatically refreshed. Now the second thing, for doing the service mapping, this is a basically our view. Okay, under the ServiceNow, first you have to activate the plugin of the service map. When you activate the plugin for the service map, you will find the module called service mapping. Okay, so this is the service mapping module where you have some numbers of options. Okay, and service maps also required some prerequisites, the requirement of which the customer has to be fulfilled. And you can also, like, these are the services, so you can also provide the severity of the service, like those are my critical, those are my normal services, those are my warning services, which is non-critical, critical, more critical, right? You can put it like that. Okay, and you can create, you have a multiple types of service mapping options. One is traffic based, one is non-traffic based, right, which is we call the pattern based, and you can create the manual also, manual map. So the traffic based means when you put the entry point, this is we call the entry point, and the entry point is the starting point of your any application. And that entry point, it could be a URL, it could be a service, it could be possibility it's a any kind of IP and port service. Okay, so you have a multiple types of services. So when we run the traffic based discovery for the service mapping, it will initiate the traffic from this particular URL, and it's try to fetch all the connected component wherever the traffic is going. Okay, under the non-traffic based, which is we call the pattern based service mapping, where the things are start same, but all the connections, the next connections are going to be decided based on the pattern. Okay, next the manual map. Under the manual map, you have to put the entry point. After the entry point, all the connections are going to be added by manually via clicking the manual add connection or add a CI option. Okay, so these are the three terms we have under the service mapping. There is a fourth one is also there, which is we can say the tag based service mapping. That tag based service mapping is only work for those components which is have the tags or which are discovered by the cloud services, because when we are doing the discovery for cloud services, that is not properly a discovery which is you are running natively using the IP addresses. The cloud discovery is a different. Under that, you cannot discover any of the database or any service via the IP address. Those are discovered as a PaaS services. So if you wanted to map a service under the service mapping, you required some tags, and which is already defined by the team who is managing that particular services in the cloud. So we leverage that functionality in our service mapping to create a map that is we call the tag based service mapping. Okay, guys. Now, for creating a service map, first you have to come to the service mapping, and under the service mapping, we have one sub module which is we call the application services. That application services comes under service mapping. Wait, I think I have did it. This is the application services tab. Here you have two options to create these records. One, in any of the process management system under the ITSM or the ServiceNow ITSM module, for deploying the customer's infrastructure and their portal services, they change and request. First, you configure their business services, okay, and technical services. So it could be a possibility customer's technical service name is also a same which you have to take it here for doing the service mapping. So if you wanted to do the service mapping for those business applications, you have to convert their class into the technical service. It mapped as a service, it automatically comes to that service table, mapped application service table. And next option is you can create via clicking on new button. When you click on that new button, you have to give the application name. You have to give the owner, who is the owner of that application. That is the database of the service. Now you have to select the person from the list of the user table. Then you have to select the entry point, and the entry point, we have these multiple application entry points also, and we have a other option where we can select the different entry point types like ACL endpoint, AGP, AWS S3 endpoint, okay, Active Directory. We have F5 mirror endpoint, LDAP endpoint. We have a lot of here, okay. We can use it as per the customers so application details, okay. Now when we initiate this, when we put it that and we save it, we will come on this basically this portal, and this is the view of that one, the service mapping dashboard. Under that you have some certain options. So when you new start this one, you will only able to see this arrow icon. Other options are not going to be visible to you because right now you just only configured the entry point. Let's suppose I have just configured this one. I didn't start scanning this one. Okay. For start scanning this one, you have to click on the run discovery button. Okay. That run discovery button, when you click, start the scanning of these components, and first it's read this URL and it's try to find where this URL is going to be configured based on the running services of the server. And now there is a requirement to, before the starting of the service mapping, there is a requirement. First, you have to take the list of the servers which is part of the customer service. Let's suppose there is a UK portal is one of the service of the customer. So I have to tell the customer to share me all the server details and all the component details which is a part of this service. Once they provide me, so the first task is to me to run the discovery of those components so that those can first discovered. Okay. Once those discovered, the discovery is going to be completed. Then I have to start the discovery, because the discovery is a first part. Without the discovery, you cannot start the service map. Okay. Because at the end, when you put this entry point or any of the component is going to be discovered, okay, in the service map, it will check that server is available in the CMDB or not. And also it also check the running services and the installed softwares. Like we are discovering the running services and installed software in the discovery. So it will check that, because those services and TCP connection table will give this service to the option to read the next service options. Where is the next service are going to be connected? Okay, that is already there. So based on that, it will make a new connections. Okay, then we have a more options. We have a suggested options right now with the help of the ML and AI, so which is coming in the ServiceNow right now. So based on that, ServiceNow comes with the connection suggestion. So that connection suggestion right now, it's not a discovered thing, it's a demo data, so we are not able to see anything here. But this connection suggestion will give you automatically, like let's suppose there is a component which is not coming, you are not able to find it here, you have to go to the connection suggestion. Under there, ServiceNow automatically give you some of the list of the connections which is going to be connected from this box. So you can select and add it here. It's automatically going to be discovered and added here. Okay, so that is a connection suggestion. Then we have a two types of a view of in that dashboard. For the admin, you have to be under the added mode, but it's a user like ideal user or any other user, he have the view of the view option. Here that user cannot do anything. Okay, anything means they cannot make a changes under that, but they can view the service and they can see the dependency view of any of the service. Okay, this is the basically view of the monitoring person. Whenever any of the impact is going to be happened, that person can see, okay, the impact is here, and that is comes on the monitor service dashboard. So this is our monitor service dashboard. Here you can see there is some color coded was there, and it is showing like alert, impact, and changes. Okay, it's showing like critical is red, major is amber, minor is yellow, and warning is blue, right? Impact on application service, this is alert, right? If you can make it like here, it says red. Okay, so if I can move it to this application like APAC loyalty cloud, this is one of the application of the customer, and you can see this application have two alerts. Okay, that's a critical, one is major, and the critical alert is connected with these two boxes, and minor alert is coming on this LDAP service. It's saying like LDAP service on CPU utilization is high, right? For the other one, it's showing like, okay, disk photo is out of the space. So that means it will reflecting me the impact of the service. If this component is impacted, if this component is impacted, that means there is some of the functionality of my application is going to be impacted, because it's connected with Apache and Apache is connected with IBM web space, right? Or maybe this also running some component which is helping my service to be complete running, right? So this is kinds of a look like of the service map, and this is how you can see the impact under the service map. Got it? There have some separate dashboards for that also, which is going to be give to the NOC team, and the NOC team will see these dashboards to monitor the services. Okay. Now, if we are discussing about the monitoring, that is also we have, that is we call the event management. So this is basically a basic of the service mapping. So anyone have any questions on the service mapping right now?
One quick question, Jatin. So like, no, when you said
Yes.
that the service mapping is done through the config file, so like, no, so through the IIS, it looks for the config file, and it tries to parse the config file to extract the server information. So like, no, so like in the
Yes.
in the config file, we might have the application server as well as like the database server. So
Correct.
how does it correlate an application server with the database server?
So basically, when you run the when you create any of the service, okay,
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
I have worked on this part, like deployment and all, the DevOps kind of thing where we deploy some lot of applications in the background. Okay, so under the
Okay.
deployment, when you are configuring any of the Apache web app or something, any of the right.
Right.
So for defining the connection, let's suppose my Apache is going to be connect with the database and it's calling. It's basically sending and reading the data from the database, right? So they
Right.
have a certain functions, they have certain configurations for that. Based on that, ServiceNow also read those things. Okay. And now these functionalities are running based on the patterns. Okay. If you are doing the traffic based service mapping, it's the traffic base will give you the path. Okay. But for for giving you the CI, like it's a Apache, it's a like SAN, it's a LDAP. For showing you that functionality, ServiceNow runs the pattern in the backend. And under the pattern, they have already configured these things. Okay.
Got
They
it. Got it.
they,
Okay.
they already know under this line, this is saying this is a database connection. Right?
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the thing. That's how the service map basically made the connection.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. When we do the proper session for the service mapping now, I will give you the separate lab for doing these things. You will create your map. Okay. I have the lab for that. We will leverage the ServiceNow labs. Okay. And we will create the connections. Like first we create the application connected, then we create the database connection. Then how we at that time we know, okay, how we can know this is a database connection and how the service now know this is the database. Okay, so
Sure.
there is some sections under the service now. Manik, do you have any questions? I think you are muting this one.
No, Jet.
Okay. So anyone have any other questions on that? Okay, so I think we have to move it, right? Okay, so now let's discuss about some little bit event management. Okay, we know the service mapping structure and all, and what is the purpose of creating the service map, right? So let's move in toward the event management. So first, let me open some of the tables. Give me a 1 minute, guys. I wanted to show you some dashboard which is not coming right now. Okay. So I think there is some plugin have some issue. Plugin is not sending me the dashboard. Check. This one. Okay, so no problem. Let's discuss about first event management. So, guys, yes. So we have under the ServiceNow item, we have one more thing, which is we call the event management. Okay. And the event management is basically to manage the events, or you can monitor the services which is deployed in your IT infrastructure or landscape. Okay. Under the ServiceNow, but it's not monitored directly monitored by ServiceNow. That is, you have to integrate your ServiceNow platform with the various type of monitoring tools. Okay, so that you can get the consolidated data under the one single platform. Why we are saying like consolidation? Because under the customer's infra, they're knocked in. They have a lot of tools to do the monitoring. Okay, for servers they have a different tool, for databases they have a different tool, because HP, Dell, they comes with their own tools to monitor that services. Okay, they have SolarWinds, they have ERTG, they have Nagus, they have Nginx, they have other kinds, lot of tools. Okay, like you can say uh, CyberArk, CrowdStrike, all the tools are doing some kinds of a monitoring for the particular devices, right? So what we are doing, we are just simplifying the terms of the like the monitoring team, because under the monitoring tool, those tools is only providing you the alerts, okay, the notification. Like there is some of the component of your application or some of the component under your infrastructure is going to be impact. Okay, it's gonna be impact or it's impacted right now. Okay, so they will give you the view of that, but you cannot monitor or you cannot what we can say, you cannot remedy or you cannot track the things who have worked on that particular ticket, how that's gonna be resolved and what is basically the issue, like the resolution of that. So for this, we integrate the monitoring tools with the ServiceNow so that we can do the numbers of things under that. First of all, we have a single dashboard to see all of type of the events. Okay. Because under that we store the source information. So when we integrate the tool with the ServiceNow, first we got the events. So whenever any tool send you the data, that is the first level of data, the raw data, it's a event. Okay. And when you get the event, after the event, there is some certain rules are there, which is helping the ServiceNow to convert those events into the alert. Okay. Once you get the alert, like we are seen in the service map, like under this one, there is a one map we have opened. Okay, under that we are able to see like there is a red and amber or orange kind of a color is coming. That is all are the alerts which is created for that particular service map. Okay, basically that is showing like this CI is impacted. Okay, so once the event is come, you can consideration that event and you can convert that event into the alert. And once the alert is created and you, if the alert is critical or something, you can create the incident for that also. Okay, the creation of incident is basically for telling the team there is a CI which is impacted and someone has to work on that. Okay, and based on that you can do the automation also. Whenever the incident is going to be created for, let's suppose, hang state CI or something. Okay, so there is a task is going to be called to the your Ansible tower or your Jenkins automation tool, and it will restart that service or do something certain types of the thing by man automatically. So you are also helping the team to remedy the things in just certain few minutes, right? And you can do the lot of things, like if you wanted to do the RCA calculation and all, that is also you can do under that, because you have the lot of tickets, you have the lot of alert information. If there is any service is got impacted, why that impacted, how many alerts is created under the few days, what is the major alerts are coming, which are the alerts which is coming number of times based, like what is the last alert, because of that the CI is going like my service has got impacted, right? So there is a lot of things you can calculate under that. And the second one is ServiceNow gives you their own dashboard where all the services, all the alerts, all the events are visible over there, and you can create your own dashboard based on your team specifications. Okay, which your team can use, and the team is basically your NOC team, not the normal people. Okay, because at the end they have to work on these kinds of tickets, right? So whatever we are implementing under the ITOM, that is we are going to do for the IT infrastructure team and monitoring team. Okay, and manage the admin management team. Okay, who is managing all the IT infrastructure. So any questions on that, guys? Okay, no questions. So I'm moving toward next. So as you can see in my system, you are able to see some of the events are there because we are in the event table, right? These all are the events which have the sources EM self monitoring. Okay, their information is there, the description of this, it's impacting one of my service. Okay, type is self monitoring, and the resource is max delay of impact job. Okay, this is the message key, this is the unique key of this event, and this is the alert which is created for that. So if I can open this event, under this event you can see there is a lot of informations are coming. That information is telling us what is the issue, what is the severity of this issue, what is the description, where it's impacting, and whatever the information is collected by the monitoring tool. Okay, so this is the critical alert, the resolution is new, time is this, and state is proceed, that means it's proceed and created the alert. First time when it comes, this is comes as in black, this is created when the event is come under the system. And this is, you can see the process node, like the event is bind with the CI. Okay, and no event rule applied, it's using the OOB alert creation, and based on that it's created the alert for this. If you wanted to see the alert for this, you can directly click on this eye icon and you can open this one. You will see the alert for that. Under the alert, you will see it's providing you the alert number, the source of the alert. Node is not connected right now. Node means the CI which is impacted. Okay, resource is max delay of the impact job. Configuration item is impacted calculation. Description is delay in the impact job. The longest delay is this. Additional information, the information of that. Okay. And this is the message queue. And in the below, you can see which service is impacted. It is ServiceNow Event Management. If you can open this, you will see the service also there. And if this is flapping or there is more events are created, like it's a number of events are there. So you can see here also related alerts for that. Okay. You can also see the events, how many events it comes for this. One is critical, one is okay. Okay means when this issue is resolved. Okay. That is we can say the okay event. Okay. And under this task box, when I required any of the alert, which I wanted to convert into the incident, that is going to be visible here. So for finding the event which have the incident created, we can do one thing. This is my alert table. Here I can do one thing. I can filter out the empty one. Let's see if there is any. Okay, yes. So there is a one event, one alert which have the incident created. If I can open this one, you can see the task have the incident, right? If I can open this one, it's showing there is a alert is created for this particular incident. Okay. And you can read the resolution note also. This is a minor alert created on node. Metric name is this and this. And the incident is resolved by the system administrator. That is, I have did it. Resolution code is user error, and this is for testing. Okay. So you can track it like whenever the incident or whenever any of the alert is comes and who have resolved that alert, basically the incident and the alert issue. Okay. You can track it here also. And you can give the number of types of dashboards to the team to review their incidents or alerts, and you can do the automations based on these things. So you have a numbers of things to do. Okay, so this is guys your alert management, basic alert management. Under that you have a lot of things, which is your event rule, alert rule, correlation rule, event field mapping. Okay, and automation doing the flow, the flow creation, flow triggering. Okay, assigning the team. So there is a lot of things which we are going to cover, because we cannot cover those things under that. But yes, we are going to cover those things under our training. So any questions on that, guys? Anything which you wanted to discuss based on our these all 3 days of things, whatever we have done right now? Or do you have any kind of issues in your current working areas? You are already working in the discovery item and you wanted to discuss something related to that also, you can discuss it here.
So one quick thing, this is related to my this thing. Like one of the sort of issues that I faced. We had come across to design and build a new class for a CI. So this class is basically for the on cloud like infrastructure device. Say it was for Azure local class, for example, right? So we did not found out the equivalent CMDB class for that. So we have to design it on our own. So like in situations like this, what's the best thing that you can suggest to do, and what are the relevant relationships that we need to also go ahead and create those classes as well? Because what we see, it has a dependency on the Azure Arc, and then as you move up, it tries to host certain VMs mostly the Microsoft Azure VMs, basically. So we were in a tricky spot, like trying to design the data flow and other things. So what would be your suggestion or your thought, like when you get into situations like this, Jatin?
Okay, okay, I got it. Your question. So basically, your question is like when you're stuck on one of the issue is kind of there is a one resource which is under the cloud. That resource is a custom resource which is not captured by the ServiceNow, and
Right.
that ServiceNow does not have the class for that. And you
Right.
wanted to populate that data into the ServiceNow and you wanted to create a relationship, it is required, right?
Right. So given
So
the fact,
first of all,
there are, sorry,
yeah,
sorry to interrupt you. Given the fact, there are other mini components that aids to complete the successful running of these devices. So, so for example, you have the Microsoft Azure Arc that is deployed to make it kind of complete solution for this Azure local. So that also needs to be considered, but unless until you don't have the background, so it becomes more difficult to to digest and then provide a solution to the team. So
correct. So basically, I have a good experience in the cloud and I have did a lot of cloud discoveries. Okay, I have customized the patterns and all. So what I know based on that, so basically, ServiceNow have a cloud resource table, right? Where if the service now does not have any specific class for any of the resource, it will store that data under the cloud resource table, okay, which is mapped with their object ID or maybe with their subscription. And there is a type field also, which is reflecting what is the type of that resource. Okay, I have seen in the Azure and AWS mostly, like they have does not have the proper classes in the service now, but the data is discovering into that. Okay, let's suppose there is a containers. Okay, or I can say in the AWS or in the Azure there is a scale sets. Okay, they have some what we can say the workspace IDs. Okay, the workspace we can say. So these are also the usable components under the cloud platform, but ServiceNow does not have the specific class for that. Okay, but that data will come into the ServiceNow resource table, which is a cloud resource table. So first of all, you have to check under the cloud resource table, is that value is already there or not? Okay, and for doing that thing, you have to get the data first from the cloud team. Okay, what is the name of that particular resource and the resource ID? There is a two terms in Azure. One is resource name and one is resource ID. Because under the service now, most of the times what the service now do, they create the resource names also. Okay, and some of the resources they create with the resource ID. Okay, so you have to take it both and you have to check under the resource cloud resource table. Okay, but if you don't find that, let's suppose you haven't find those values. Okay, so for creating a new class for that, first of all, you have to take a mind for the like architecture of the cloud. First, you have to see, okay, there is a cloud services. Mostly the cloud services coming under the cloud database or cloud something, cloud something, cloud something. They are start with the cloud. Okay, that means your child class is also going to be created under the cloud table, right? Like there is a VM table which is created a VM. There is a cloud service table which is storing the cloud. There is a cloud DB table which is storing the DB information. There is a NIC table. There is a NIC table. There is a lot of things, right? So based on that, you have to think that where I have to put it. So mostly what I prefer, rather than to creating for the cloud, rather than to creating a new class, we can store that data under the cloud resource table, because at the end that is a resource, right? I can populate the specific values which is bifurcate with the different values. That's help to me rather than to creating a new class. Correct?
yeah, got it. Okay.
And for creating the now your second part is to creating a relationship for that. So that is also first you have to check under the system how many relationships are there for that. Okay, where it's creating the relationship. By default, if it's that component is discovered with the ServiceNow, it will automatically create the relationship. If it is a Azure, that means the normally you require the relationship like what first level is who is the subscription, the data center, the resource group, under the resource group that resource is relying, and then how many components are using that resource and how many components that resource is using. So there is a two types of a relationship, right? Some components is using your resource and some components is some component that resource where you are creating is using that resource, right? Contains and connected. There is a two thing, correct?
Right.
So that will
Yeah.
help you to create a relationships.
Got it. But like no, if you're going to suggest that like no, we need to put that into the parent class, like no, it can be virtualization server or like virtualization object. Don't you think like no, it will create an issue while pulling up the metrics, whereby like no, we have to distinguish. So like when we try to create a custom class under that particular parent, so like no, it becomes more easy. We can pull up the metrics using the class attribute rather than like no, if you're going to push those discovered CIs into the parent class, then like no, there's no way to segregate. There are some other like no CI components that can get into the parent class and then like no will not be able to segregate them while doing the metrics.
I will tell you one thing. I will tell you one thing. First of all, you have to check what type of a what is the resource we are going to be discovering. Is it a part of the VM? Is it a part of any service? Right? Mostly the cloud data, okay, it's a part of a service. Okay, because DB is already out of the box is going to be discovered. VMs is already going to be discovered out of the box, right? The components are automatically going to be discovered. Whatever you are going to be customization, that is a resource under the service now, right? And like you have told me, like what the name of the service you have told me? It's a
It's like Microsoft Azure Local.
Azure Local. So that
Yeah.
means it's a local which is basically storing some local information of that service, kind of like any component which is supporting some other component, kind of, right?
So
That
so
means
basically, yeah. No, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
okay. So that means that's a resource for me, correct? So if this is a component which is containing the information, and I also have to check the component information. Okay, like what information? Mostly it's storing the type of the resource, storing the name of the resource, storing the object IDs, storing the keys, it's storing some related informations, right? These are the basic informations the resource is stored that I have seen right now in my past experience.
Okay.
So based on that, okay, so as per my experience, these kinds of informations are part of the resource table. Like under the resource, you will easily find those attributes which is required for you. Okay, and let's suppose if you want a custom field which is stored some custom information which is not there, right? But when you are going to extend, let's suppose you are extending VM table, you are extending the resource table. Okay, at the end you're going to do the same thing. You have to create that custom fields also, right? But you are already taking the previous fields which is coming from the parent. So rather than to creating a new table, you can use the same table, correct? Because it's a part of the resource.
Got it.
Then you can create the field under that.
Right.
But for bifurcating, let's suppose how you can bifurcate, right? There is a lot of types of resources under this resource table. So there is already a field called resource type. Under that resource type, you can populate your resource name like Azure internal.
Got it. Okay.
And that will help you. And it will also give you the leverage whenever you are going to report or something. Now you don't have to call the separate table for that.
Got it.
Correct. So basically it's a part of the thinking. Okay. That does not have any kind of, you can say the best practices there or something. Every team have their own practices to do that.
Got it.
thing was, you have to at least know the back end of the thing, like where I have to store and what type of a data I wanted to store. Correct?
Agreed. Yeah.
If it's a hardware data, let's suppose if it's a hardware table data. So mostly I have to go to the hardware table and I have to find the fields related to that data, right? Under that field, I have two options rather than to put the data into the parent table, and second option, I can create child table of the hardware table. Correct? Where under the child, I will see all the fields which is coming from the hardware, and whatever I required, I can create new field.
Got it. Yeah. Thank you.
Correct? Yeah. So any other questions, guys? This is the very good session for you guys. Please utilize that. You know, when I was on the same part of you like that, when I joined any of the workshop for the ITOM in my previous time, literally I have a lot of questions like why I can use it, what is the scope of that, and itself also like 2 years back when I already worked for 3 to 4 years in the ITOM and I joined some of these kinds of sessions or workshops, I ask a frequent questions based on my experience. Okay, I ask my problems also, so that they see it could be a possibility that person does not have the answer. It could be a possibility under that workshop someone have the answer for you, right? So better than to be a silent person, it's good to ask a questions. And it's related to anything. Guys, you are already working in, most of the people are already working in ITOM, like Rajesh is working. He is asking their problems, right? He got the answer. It could be a possibility they have to deep dive into the lot of community documents and all, and they have to read the multiple documents, and it could be a possibility my answer will help to him, right? Because the session is for you. You want it, you have to utilize these things. And if there is no questions, then I am going to hand over the sessions to Pallavi and my team, the Shah and all. They will take care of all the training timings and give you the session about the new things, whatever the Pallavi have the surprise for you guys today. Maybe that will work for you.
Thank you, Jatin. This was a great session, and like it was interactive as well. Thank you.
Yeah. So basically, right now we have covered a lot of things, right? And I'm not going to stretch more on that because right now you guys have a lot of questions. I think you have a questions related to like the coming sessions. How can I join on that? What is the pricing? What is the things we have and how we can join it? So I'm handing over to the Pallavi and Shah of my team. They will take care of those questions and they will help you over there. So Pallavi and Shah, please take care of this session from now. I'm handing over to you guys. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Jatin. It's really a nice session. Actually, we didn't work on the item part, so that's the reason. Like, I don't have much question. Once I go through the training, might be, yeah.
Sure, no problem. Basically, that is for those persons who have already, like Rajesh have worked, they have a questions, right? I know the new person does not have the questions mostly, right?
Yeah.
But when you start working, you will see the things. And when you started, you will realize, okay, when I was there, the person is saying, right, there is a lot of things under the item which I have a mentorship from the some senior person because it's a totally a part of the IT, right? Not just learning the item is a thing, you have to also learn something basics of the IT also. How the network works, how the servers works, right?
Yeah. So I want to just know, I think it's not related to this, but yeah, like you mentioned, through alert we can create an incident. Automatically incident can be created through alert. So that is done via like scripting or inbound email action, or how you implemented this. I
For
just
this
want to know.
functionality,
Uh,
you don't require any kind of a scripting knowledge, no requirement.
okay.
Also, you don't have to write it down any inbound action, any of the script include any of the server side script, nothing is required. The BRB are not required. When you join the session, you will see there is a just one single step you have to select. It will automatically create the incident and you can automatically assign the incident to the particular group. Just a one single step.
Okay.
After that, you can call your workflow, which will work based on your incident.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
One quick question, Jatin. So like we'll
yes.
be sorry. So like we'll be doing all these like hands-on lab on the on-premise kind of uh, setup, or
Okay,
like will that be on?
Yes. So I will give you the labs information. For the discovery, we will use our own laptops and things. Okay. We will do the discovery for our own things. Okay.
Okay.
I will give you the information for the virtualized environment also, to creating a virtualized environment. If you guys already have the knowledge, that's very good. If not, those persons, like the session is going to be start, so it's a group session. Okay. It could be a possibility. Some people have the VM knowledge, some people does not have. Okay. So I will give you that information, how you can create the VMs under your laptop also, but that is a separate requirement for that. Your laptop should have the 12 gig of RAM at least, or 8 gig of RAM, and it could have i5 processor and good SSD laptop. Okay, because that is a required, because now you are going to create a separate virtualized layer at upper of your laptop, which store the custom OSs, which you are going to discover. Okay. Now, for the service mapping, we use the ServiceNow lab, okay, which I have. Basically, that lab will why we are using the ServiceNow lab, because for creating the service mapping, that required the proper infrastructure, right? You have to deploy the proper application which have the configurations and all. Correct. So you cannot do that in your home lab, because for creating the services, you require a different type of services under your server, right? And that will also require some subscriptions and all, which you cannot afford because it's a paid services. Okay, so that's why we are going to use a service mapping lab, and I will give you the assurance, like this lab will give you the lot of information under the service mapping, because I'm giving the training from last few years, and literally no one can tell me right now that lab will not giving us any knowledge about the service mapping. Then the third part is event management. Under the event management, I will try to find any of the monitoring tool right now, because I haven't did right now for any of the sessions. But for this one, I'm planning, I have a collaboration with one of the monitoring tool right now. They are going to provide me the license for that, for installing the monitoring tool in under my home setup. If they provide me that, I will give you the real-time environment or real-time monitoring system. But if not, then also we can do under our PDI. We will create the events, the manual events, and that manual events we are going to convert into the alerts or incidents. Okay, that we can do. So that is basically our.
Got it. And regarding the CSDM part, like so like as one of the gentlemen, like in the start of the meeting, he shared that like it just be covering the overview. So will that be in accordance, like or like will you be providing us some sample use cases where you had actually done that with the CSDM 4.0 or 5.0? That's an upcoming one. So will you be showcasing that as well?
Yes. So basically, I'm also working for some of the firms right now, where we are doing the big projects with the bigger companies. So we will give you the examples for that. I'm not going to share you the names for that, guys, but I will give you the examples of the scenario. Okay, based on that, we will discuss the CSD
That's
and
what.
things and
Yeah,
all. Okay.
that is what is required. Yeah, got it.
Yes, that will give you the at least knowledge of where you have to use that terms and what things you have to consider under the CSDM and what basically the problems which we have resolved based on that, right?
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Questions to everybody in terms of technical deliveries, any feedback. So, guys, how was the technical deliveries and how was the workshop experience overall? If I talk about all 3 days of workshop, so how was the experience? So, just feel free to share it with us so that we will try to improve in all our upcoming workshops. So, it's a question to all the participants. Please feel free to share all your valuable feedbacks, comments, suggestions.
Yeah, so I want to share my feedback. Like, I haven't worked on the item like discovery, event management, and the service mapping. So I was not
Okay.
aware about all these modules. So while I
Okay.
joined this 2 day session only, Friday session I missed.
Hmm.
So yeah, last
Okay.
day yesterday, like he explained the discovery part, and that was really a great. Like I came to know ki how we are using the discovery, how to install mid server, and how we can uninstall, and how we can configure the discovery also. So that was very
Got
nice
it. Got it.
session. Yeah, and the service
Okay.
mapping, event management also. Like yeah, basic knowledge at least I have. So yeah, it is really a good session. So thanks a lot for yeah.
And thank you so much for this valuable feedback. Any areas of improvement that you guys want that we should improve in all our upcoming events? And I hope that once you are here at our platform, once you are a hacknower, you will always be a hacknower. I hope so. Yes or no, guys?
Yes,
So,
correct.
so I hope any feedback, any suggestions of improvement in for our like any kind of suggestion that you would like that we should implement for all our upcoming workshops.
So there, like one suggestion from my side, like Friday, like weekdays we are not able to join because I am also working. So if
Mm-hmm.
possible, please schedule in weekend so I can join. And little bit late, like 12 to, like you can time like it's 11 to 2 p.m. now. So maybe
Okay.
we can extend the time 12 to 3 maybe. So yeah, I'm not sure
Okay,
it's
we'll try
feasible
because
for
see
all,
the
but
thing is
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
see the thing is why we keep it at 11. The reason is mostly on weekends everybody will wake up by 10. Mostly 90% of the audience will be waking up around 10 or 10:30. So that's the reason we are keeping it at 11 that they will join the workshop with a fresh mind and with a fresh energy, and that's the reason we
Mhm.
are keeping at 11. So the reason is if we keep it at 12, there will be again a lunch break and there will be again lunch coming into the picture. That's the reason again the audience will get diverted. They will have a next queries like they want to go for lunch.
Uh-huh.
So again that is
Okay.
also a problem because it's a weekend, so everybody want
Yes,
to
yes.
have their lunch with their family members. They want to enjoy their personal stuffs as well, their personal life
Yeah,
as well. So we have to keep in mind of those things as well, but of course we will try to see that how we can implement this strategy as well. Okay, so thank you so
yeah,
much for this suggestion, Namrata. We will really
yeah.
take down
Please
this.
schedule in weekends only, not weekdays.
Definitely, and that's the reason. See, majority of our workshop was on weekends. On day one, we
Mhm.
didn't get much of the things, and that's the reason we have kept planned for Saturday and Sunday, because
Yeah.
day one was just a introductory session and it was just the starting. So that's the reason we
Mhm.
tried to keep it for like Saturday and Sunday. So of course,
Mhm.
and we will try to squeeze the time. And whenever we are planning to conduct any kind of workshop, we will always prefer going on weekends because yeah, weekdays it really becomes problematic for everybody because they have to either they have to travel, they will be in traffic, or they will be in office. So it's not possible
Hmm.
for everybody to join from office or join from traffic. So of course, we will take this consideration.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Shah. Yeah.
My
Thank you.
pleasure. My pleasure. What about any other feedbacks, Rajesh, Susmita? I think Manikanta. I think you were the personality who was I think active throughout the day. You tried to implement everything along with Jatin. So any feedback that you would like to share to us? before we proceed with our next topics.
Yeah, this is the first time for me with working with the ITOM and Discovery. This is the great
Mhm.
sessions, and I have registered for CSM also, and so I'm very much interested on that CSM also, learning CSM. Until now, the sessions are very good.
Definitely, we will try to improve, and we are only expecting one thing, that is your love and support. We just need the support from all of you guys, and we just need the love from all of you guys. So keep loving us and keep supporting. Definitely, we will try to improve in each of the workshops. That's our promise to you, all of you, and that's our commitment that we will try to deliver always the best and always the unique contents that you will not find it neither on YouTube nor anybody in the market. So that's something we are trying to do.